Peace be with you. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for joining me for this continuing discussion on 30 reasons for being Muslim. The reason I want to explore today is the fact that in Islam, the prophets are good role models for us and other people to follow. What this means is that the prophets, as they are presented in the Quran, are shown to be people of justice, of truthfulness, of uprightness. They're of good character, and that makes us want to follow them, aspire to become like them. And though we may never get there, they're ideals that are placed before us, and they inspire us to become better persons and to make the world a better place. So let's step back from Islam for a moment, look at the wider picture and see where the problem lies. There are many religions out there, as you know, and religions typically have sacred persons, saintly individuals, heroes and prophets and figures to be imitated. But we find often that many of these figures are difficult for us to imitate today. In fact, sometimes we find their behavior even appalling rather than inspiring. Take, for example, the mention that Noah was drunk, and his daughters, despairing of meeting another man, decided to sleep with him while he was unaware. Take, for example, Abraham. Abraham is said to have told a lie, as a result of which he walks away rich, and then he tells the lie again. And his son also, another hero in the saga, tells the same lie. And then there is David. David is shown to be a king, and then he so conspires to have his army general killed, while at the same time he commits adultery with the man's wife, and he arranges to have the man killed so that he can take away the man's wife completely. So how do we find these stories inspiring or appalling? Most people will find that these are not inspiring stories. It is difficult for us to follow these prophets and heroes today. And nowadays, when our youth in particular are looking forward and looking up to the celebrities and so on, they want to be like them, comb their hair like them, walk like them, talk like them, sing like them, dance like them, and all of that. They're looking for inspiring figures. They're looking for heroes, for role models. They want to be better persons, but they think that these celebrities are the ones to follow. Looking now at Islam, we see that Islam does actually present the prophets as good role models to follow. So we don't have to follow the celebrities, and we don't have to burden our minds with those appalling stories. But rather, in the Quran, we find that, and in Islamic tradition more generally, the prophets are presented as good role models. So Noah, for example, is not shown to be a drunken person, but rather he is shown to be a caller towards faith, a good prophet of God who struggles for many years, and despite all privations and opposition from his people, he preaches to them the correct message that God had revealed to him. And then we come to Abraham. We see that Abraham and his son Ishmael are shown to be upright individuals, truthful persons. They're good role models to the extent that the Quran can say, just say that we follow the way of Abraham, because he was an upright person and he was not a polytheist. He stood for monotheism. He stood for the belief in one God, which is one of the hallmark and prime teachings of Islam. Coming to David is shown in the Quran to be a prophet. He's called Dawood, and Muslims respectfully say alayhi salam after his name, as we say with respect to all of the prophets. So Dawood alayhi salam, David, is shown in the Quran together with his son Solomon as bearers of justice and of wisdom. They ruled with justice, and they were given wisdom from God. So they are people to be imitated, to be followed. Jesus, on whom be peace, is shown in the Quran to be characterized by prayer and charity. His whole life is shown to be infused with prayer and charity. And in his own words in the Quran, he is shown to be declaring that he is dutiful to his mother and never defiant. So the respect that Jesus had for his mother is something that can be cultivated in Muslim youth today, and in youth more generally, when we take these figures as our role models and good persons to imitate. So on the whole then, within the Islamic faith, the prophets are shown to be good role models, to be imitated and copied and followed. By doing so, we become better persons. By following Noah, we want to go out there and preach God's message in a way that is convincing to people, respecting other people, but at the same time insisting that this is the truth that we have from God. By following Abraham, we want to remain upright and truthful. We want to stick to monotheism. We want to be as truthful as he and his son were. Following David, we want to rule with justice and with wisdom, which is especially needed in today's world. We see today's world that is so torn apart by violence, by people, one country attacking another country in a senseless war that drags on forever, with people dying all around us, and so much damage to infrastructure and all of that. We wish the world would be ruled by people who are enacting justice, who are given wisdom from God, and we can be those very persons. So by following the prophets as our role models, we become better persons ourselves, and we make the world a better place. By following Jesus, on whom be peace, as a role model, we can see that he was into prayer. We want to pray ourselves. He was into charity. We ourselves want to give charity. He was dutiful and kind to his mother. He was not defiant. And let the youth of today hear this message and copy Jesus and not be defiant and not be rude to their parents in general and to their mothers in particular. So, my brothers and sisters and friends, this is a very good reason for being Muslim. The reason is that Islam presents the prophets as our role models, people to be imitated and followed, making ourselves better persons, making our world a better place. So thank you for joining me for this continuing discussion on 30 reasons for being Muslim. Tomorrow, join me for another such reason for being Muslim. Peace be with you. Assalamu alaikum. We're taking Let the Quran Speak to the next level by establishing the Muslim Media Hub. This Ramadan, please support us to help us get this project off the ground. Please visit QuranSpeaks.com.